going on? Today we're going to be talking about force elements or building a force tree, which is basically kind of like a family tree. So you have a hierarchy, you have grandpa, dad, then you, and then your minions. Well, this is the same concept where you have the division, the brigade, the battalion, and then the company slash batteries within that battalion. So what this does is it gives you I like to use it as a cheat sheet for your MRP areas, your FE numbers, your S-lokes, various information that you may need when you're researching things, because different times you may need the MRP area. Very seldom, but sometimes. Maybe sometimes you need the FE number. You definitely need the S-lokes on a regular basis. So this is very useful if you're new to the unit or getting ready to go to a unit. You can go ahead and build your force tree, start doing research, or you can, sometimes I like to use this if I'm in an installation and I don't know a lot of people. You can start looking in their S-lokes if you know the units. So most ways you can find the units based off of Facebook or the installation website. You can find out what units are on post and then start looking for them that way. Within this T code, it will make your life so much easier in trying to locate parts. Just remember that not everybody keeps their mat sit up to date properly, because that is another beast in and of itself, trying to manage your mat sit and make sure that your bench stock and shop stock is properly maintained. So let's go ahead and jump on the computer and let me show you how this T code works and how beneficial it is to your kit. All right, so we're going to go into ZFE. So that's Zulu, Fox, Echo. Not Whiskey, Echo. All right, so you have a little bit of information. So if you already have the force element, you can plug that in. If you have the DODAC, you can plug that in. But this is where it gets beneficial, is these 6 areas right here. So region, sub-region, and then your plant stock, your storage location stock, your plant provisions, and your storage location provisions. And then you have a few other areas down here that you're going to get this information when you look up this information. So the way that you can look at a region is typically the highest level of a unit. So your divisions, your brigades, depending on how your hierarchy is, and then you have your sub-region, which would be the brigades or the battalions, depending on how your hierarchy is built. Next is your provisions and stocks. So the difference, if you don't understand, provisions are your stocked items. That is your supply, that is your unit maintenance, and that is your SSAs. Stock is your PBO. That is your hand receipt items. Those are class 7s and class 2, sometimes class 2 items, depending on how they come in. So let's go ahead and look at a region, and I'll show you how that works. If I can get it to come up. So as you can see here, we have a laundry list of different units. So we have first AD, first CD, first ID, and then so on and so forth. Second ID, third ID, fourth ID. And you can see this breaks down by the divisions or regiments, depending on how that unit is built. So right here we have the 160th SOAR, you have the groups. Keep scrolling down, then you're going to start seeing brigades. Again, this is all based on how your unit's hierarchy is built. So let's close out of this, and then we'll go into a sub-region. As you can see here, a sub-region, you have the brigades within that division. Again, you have the brigades within that division. You scroll down a little bit further, and then you're going to come across brigades that were also regions. So like right here, you have 21st Sustainment Brigade, 45th Sustainment Brigade. If you go up into region, you will also see those units again as 21st and 45th Sustainment Brigades. Now you can scroll on down, then you can start getting into your actual SSAs, depending on how things are built. Right here is my unit, which is 3280A, and we're going to go ahead and highlight that one and go into it. Alright, so you can see how this is built up. So the key to look for here, determining what you're looking for, is the type of unit. Now this isn't the actual unit type, it's giving you information on what this S-loke is built for. So right here are your S-Lokes, and these are your unit types. So the unit type 910 is for unit maintenance. 920, which you will not see here, is for the PBO. And then you have 930, which is your tactical SSA, 950, which is your unit supply, and then depending on the unit that you're in will determine whether you have a 960, which will replace the 930, because 960 is for your LRC SSA. So if you're in units like I was at 46 Engineers at good old Fort Polk, Louisiana, they fall up under the LRC SSA, so they would have a 960 rather than a 930. So that's just food for thought. And as you can see here, you have all of your UICs, the DODACs for those UICs, you have the force elements, the MRP areas, you have the RIC, which is your SSAs, S-Loke, you have the S-Loke for that individual unit, and then here's your region, sub-region. Now this right here, you can type in just these numbers rather than going into the search to find your units. It has all this other general information. None of it's really that important until you get over here. Then you have your cost center. This right here is your individual kind of bank account for your unit. All right, so that is how that works. So we'll go back out, and you see we're on provisions here. If you click on stock, it'll bring up your 920s, which is your PBO. Now there's a lot more. Honestly, I don't know PBO too much, so I'm not really sure why they have so many different S-Lokes for any one unit, but that is based off of probably maybe like the individual hand receipts, and then you have one master hand receipt. So this would be the master hand receipt, and all these are the sub hand receipts. Now this is just me assuming, and we know how that works. You make something of yourself when you assume things. So it's very well that I'm assuming. So if I'm incorrect, somebody go down in the comments and correct me if I'm wrong. Some of you guys are actually helping me out in some of this stuff because I don't know it all. As you know, G-Army is a beast in and of itself. So there's that. All right, so as you can see, and when you're done with this, so if you wanted to export this, you could go up and click on spreadsheet and export it, and then you have a laundry list of all these S-Lokes, and then you could create variants. You could just copy and paste depending on what you're doing and make your life that much easier. All right, guys, as you can see, it's really easy. This is geared mainly towards maintenance managers, supervisors, your supply and your ERPS clerks could benefit from having this list as well, but it's not necessary that they have it. They will already have a cheat sheet most likely for the unit, but if you don't, hey, be high speed and create your own. I don't know if everybody has access to this T code, so if you do not, you can get with somebody in a maintenance manager or managerial position and possibly get the access to the T code, or maybe they can just create it for you. Hopefully this gives you another tool for your kit bag and makes your life managing your maintenance program or supply much easier. Thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.